Yeah, there's game audio.
Good. All right, then.
All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and take off. Thank you for having me, guys. Good luck with the rest of the marathon. And what I've seen so far has been top-notch.
Thanks so much.
Thanks.
All right, see ya.
See you later.
So, up next is Gauntlet, all of a sudden. And Fiesel is, in fact, the best at Gauntlet. So this is still the best of NES. I think you ran this last year.
I don't remember, but I might have. Warrior percent.
Warrior percent. Oh boy.
Yeah, that'll happen.
Gauntlet is a super hard game if you don't know what you're doing. And then it's still pretty hard even if you know what you're doing.
It's a pretty random game if you do know what you're doing.
Yes, it's a random game.
So basically, you're never going to get a good run of it, so don't bother running.
Says the guy with the record that he doesn't want to lose.
Who hasn't
Don't even
beaten
bother,
his time
it says.
in 2 years?
That's true.
All right. Well, we'll do this until hopefully NES Cardinality wakes up.
All right.
I guess let's go. Let's see if I still remember how to play this game.
I've seen you come back to this game after, like, months, maybe a year of not playing it, and you knew what to do.
So yeah.
You didn't really know why.
Right. Yeah, that was a weird experience.
You were like, I definitely shoot this wall. Why do I do that? Oh, there's a power-up inside. Okay.
Right, yeah, and then when we got to the invisible walls level, I was just like, oh man, this? Okay, I guess this? Alright, sure.
And you just, like, ran straight through it.
Alright, well, I did this at a GDQ, so, SGDQ, so I sort of remember now. Come on now.
So you pick the elf.
Yeah, you want to pick the elf, and then you win. That's how you speedrun this.
Elf is the best. He's super
Does anyone
fast.
run RC Pro-Am? That's a good question. I don't know of anyone who does, but someone should, because that's great. I don't think the game has an ending, though, so you'd probably have to pick an endpoint if you were going to speedrun it.
Like 1 week or something?
The A password. Yeah, let's see. We'll find out in a moment. Oh, there's an exit.
Oh, right. I remember the A
It's a T password. We're good. We're good.
Do you want me to look up all the passwords?
I got it.
All right. Yeah, so the elf is super fast, which is good for a speed run, and it's also just good in general because your health just ticks down like a timer in this game.
Yeah, plus the more time you spend in a level, the more enemies will spawn, because enemies spawn all over the map even if they're off screen. So by the time you get to the end of the stage, if you're using a really slow character, it's just going to be completely filled wall to wall with enemies, which is not only laggy, but also just really hard to deal with.
And to top it all off, his bombs are second strongest next to the wizard.
Yeah, they're one of the strongest, and that's really important. In fact, that's the thing that makes the warrior the most difficult character to beat the game with. Not that he's slow, actually. It's that his bombs are so weak.
This is also a non-linear game. There are several exits. Many are secret exits.
Mm-hmm.
And taking the particular route that you do is very important. There was a kind of a lot of possibilities to consider.
There are, and there are some places where the game will branch, and you can't actually beat every level. Or at least I didn't think that you could, but then I discovered that there's this place in the last level that takes you back, like to the second world of the game or something like that. Like takes you way back if you go through this troll exit someplace. So
that is a troll
maybe,
exit. Jesus.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. It sends you all the way back. So maybe it would be possible to do all levels if you did that. Just play through the game several times. All right. I'm gonna grab a couple extra keys because sometimes bad things will happen.
Yeah, if you brush up against a chest, you'll use a key to open it, right?
Yeah, that'll happen. Absolutely. Alright, I didn't get the clue because you don't need the clues. There are only, well, what, 36 minus 1? There's only 35 possible vault combinations. Well, there's 36 possible vault combinations, but one of them doesn't work. And you can tell by the first letter of your password what the vault combo is going to be. So you don't actually need to collect the clues, which would tell you the vault combo. I've worked a little bit on an all clues run, so actually going through and collecting the clues even though you don't need them. But it becomes pretty clear after you've played this for a while that the vault combos always correspond to your password.
We got people applauding your math.
What?
36 minus 1.
There you go.
You figured that out in your head while playing a game. That's pretty good.
No, actually, I wrote it down. I have it in my notes.
Okay.
So I won't have to do the math while I'm running.
That's smart.
Yeah, I can use all my brain for running into walls.
Yeah, the password is for to get into the vault at the end of the game. Most people, if they ever got that far, never had all the clues, and they just run into this guy. And,
More act the outsmarter.
Yeah, more act the outsmarter, and you just it's what, game over if you don't enter the password right?
Correct.
Yep.
Game over.
This is a brutal game.
Yep. Oh. Good sound effects. Makes good use of the PCM channel. Oh.
I wanted to be in the recording booth for the guy who did these sounds.
Right. It's like, oh. Oh. So one of the limitations in routing this game is you can't have more than 10 keys and more than 10 bombs. Or more than 10 bombs. And there are a few places where you can trade a key for a bomb or a bomb for a key, so you can sort of get around those limitations, but oh, excellent exit. But that's something you have to take to bear in mind, that you need a certain number of keys and a certain number of bombs to do these levels quickly, and you just got to know where to get them. There's 100 rooms in the game. You probably go through a little over half of them, maybe about 60% of the rooms. There, I just traded the key for a bomb. That's marathon route. I don't think you would normally do that. Although, honestly, your best bet at speedrunning this game is to play it safe, because it really doesn't have much to do with how quickly you do these levels. It has to do with how many attempts that you make before you can get the run that gets good RNG in the treasure rooms. And that's all that matters to the speedrun, is getting good exit placement in those treasure rooms. I pity the kid who played through this whole game and finally got to the end and had an A password and was never able to figure out why they couldn't get into the vault.
Yeah, that's true. The A password just gives you the game over.
Right, and since it's stored with your password, since it is your password, you could be working on it for weeks just going off that same password and finally get there and then not be able to get in. No explanation of what went wrong.
At very least, the A password is rare, right? It's not like 1 in 36. It actually is the RNG is not distributed evenly.
Right, I think it isn't. I don't know if that for sure, but in my experience, there are certain passwords that come up much more frequently than others, and certain ones that do not. This is probably the hardest room to do with the elf with the speed boost, just because there's so much stuff to snag on. Password thing's not a glitch. It's just, I mean, they only had so many bits of information they can store in the password, so they decided they were gonna spend one character of the password to determine what the vault combo will be. Just limitations of not wanting to give people enormous passwords to write down. Yeah, okay, so we're using two different terms here, password and vault combo. The password is the thing that lets you continue your progress where you left off. The vault combination is the thing that you enter once you reach level 100. That gets you into level 100. You're supposed to be collecting clues as you go along, that each one of them being one digit or letter of the, where do I go? Oh yeah, of the vault combo. Anytime you see a level in this overworld map that has a question mark, that's a clue room. So not only is it you have to find out where the secret exits are that take you into the clue room, you have to know, how to get to the clue within that room. See, this is it right there. I can collect it, that question mark, and you'll see that when I come out of here, there's a letter X, in that position. That wasn't a very hard clue to find. But then you get to the end of the game and you have to enter that vault combo in. Oh, I'm getting trolled. Here we go. Teleporter RNG. These teleporters, they've got a 50-50 chance of taking you to the wrong place, and of definitely the wrong place. And then of the rest of the 50 chances, there's I don't even know how to explain it. There's like 50% of the time, every other frame, it alternates. Every other frame, it definitely takes you to one of the teleporters that's wrong. And of the other 50% of the frames, you've got a chance of getting the correct teleporter there. But there's no way to manipulate it. And these treasure rooms are the reason why getting a world record on this game is next to impossible. Because you have to have just insane luck. There's no way to come up with an efficient search pattern, and these teleporters are beyond your control. Yeah, see, I'm not even getting teleported to exits that I haven't checked. Come on now. There we go. I have some special arrows that let me shoot through doors, so I can save a few frames, or a few keys, rather. Save a few keys. I shoot the wall there because I don't want those super arrows to stay. I want to get rid of the super arrows so I don't accidentally shoot too far and free the death. And another awful treasure room. Fortunately, we only have to do 2 of them in this world, unlike other worlds. But yeah, if you don't find the exit, you don't get your health refilled. So, sucks to be anyone who plays this game. Yeah, my record run I can't remember exactly where it was, but I got excellent luck in almost every treasure room. I can't remember which is the one that wasn't good. And I think I'll grab the extra bomb just to be super safe. I think. Or it's an extra key, rather. Well, I'll do that to be super safe. This level, you have, if you're the elf, you have enough time to check every exit. If you're not the elf, then you probably don't. But this right here determines whether you get record or not. Even if you got excellent luck up to now, you got to get really good luck in these last 3 treasure rooms. Okay, this is a place with some troll exit that takes you to this like dead end thing that eventually you can find a way to loop back to where you started. Not the whole game, but earlier in this world. And I got to be really careful not to accidentally walk into one of them, so I'm going to play it slow. Because this is run over if I go in there.
someone in chat noticing there's a ton of sprites on screen, but the game is not lagging. That's because they're not sprites. All of the enemies are actually background tiles. It makes it a lot easier for the NES to render.
That's right. Yeah, the enemies are background. That's why you see that there's not smooth movements among the enemies. The enemies will sort of like jump from one tile to the next. That's because they're all background. Very interesting way of doing the coding, but without it, I mean, you can imagine the normal sprite limitations that the NES has. You know, it starts to flicker if you get like 4 sprites on the same line. You know, imagine what this would be like when you've got, 40 enemies on the screen, but that's sort of the, that's essential to the idea of Gauntlet, is to be able to have hordes of enemies coming at you. So they actually program the enemies in as background tiles. Very cool. And even with that, it still will lag if you have too many enemies on the screen. That was a decent exit. Okay, letter T. Don't let me forget, okay? We're coming close to the end here. Alright, 4 corners. The exit's going to be in one of the 4 corners. This is another place where you would, as a speedrunner, throw your controller down on the ground and stomp on it. There we go, 3rd try.
And there's one where it's 50-50, but if it's wrong, then you have to backtrack through a lot of enemies, and it can actually affect how you do the end of the game.
Yep, and that is this stage right here. There's 2 possible exit locations. I'm really hoping that it'll be the good one. Otherwise, I'm going to have to waste an extra bomb and a bunch of health. Let's see, moment of truth. Yes, we got it. This level forms a naughty picture. I'll let you look up the maps yourself if you want to know. Alright, plenty of health, plenty of bombs, everything going well. It's like the game doesn't even know this is a marathon run. Y8 Z. I'm going to double check this rather than just going 9E4 2XY8Z. Ba-bam. Okay, it would be saying game over right now if I didn't enter that right. Morak the Outsmarter would be laughing at me. Alright. I'm going to trigger this head. And I'm going to get him to shoot. Come on, you punk. I'm going to get him to shoot to the left, and he's shooting the middle head there instead of shooting me. So I'm going to keep faking him out and get him to shoot left so he won't hit me. I have so much health that I could probably just tank the damage and fight him the slightly faster way, but I'm not going to. Alright, same thing with this head. Get him to shoot right. Notice there's considerably less lag once one of the heads is dead. And now we'll just side to side fake the middle head. One more bomb to kill those spawners. Now we gotta run around and find the right trigger panels, which I already know where they are. That's a poison, so I shoot it and not collect it. I don't know why there's that graphical glitch on the screen. That always happens when you fight the final boss. I don't know why that is. Getting ready on time. Oh wait, it's me. Time. 1730 is exceptionally good for a no reset run.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, well, any run that finishes is pretty good for a marathon run.
Yep, and that green egg that I collected, if you I don't know if you can exit, or maybe if you exit without it, you get a game over or something like that, but you need to collect that green. That was fun.
It looks like NES Cardinal. Someone has made contact with NES Cardinality here. They've been trying. So thanks very much to Slurpy Ninja. Apparently he's awake. but he hasn't contacted us yet.
Okay. I'm trying to think of what other games I know how to play. I think this is the only one, right?
Actually, I have your list
No,
of
you don't.
speedruns pulled up. I do.
Get out of here.
Karateka.
Nah. This is best in this. I say after we play Athena. Let's see. How about I do...
Kissed his ring.
I don't want to do any of these games. Let's see.